Would you like to work in the agribusiness industry? Would you enjoy doing a practical job? Can you be accurate and careful in your work? Are you extremely safety conscious and situationally aware? If you have said yes to these questions, the occupation of a distillery process machine operator might be the one for you. Distillery process machine operators are involved in the making of beverages containing alcohol that is made from the fermentation of fruit, vegetables, or grain. These machine operators control the fermentation and distillation processes under the supervision of the distiller. Examples of distilled beverages include gin, rum, brandy, and whiskey. In order to make a distilled alcoholic beverage, 3 essential ingredients are needed: water, yeast, and the sugars in fruit, grain, or vegetable matter. The fruit, grain, or vegetable matter is mashed up to quicken the fermentation process. These ingredients are placed in a special tank and kept under optimum conditions for fermentation. Fermentation is a chemical process during which sugars, such as glucose, are broken down by yeast during aerobic respiration. After being in the tank for 3 to 7 days, the yeast has broken down most of the sugar. The mash turns into a more liquid and frothy wash, which contains lots of carbon dioxide and 10 to 12% alcohol. This wash is pumped out of the fermentation tank into a water-heated pot. Water vapor as steam and alcohol evaporate from the pot into a copper column. Most of the water condenses and falls back into the pot, but the vapor with the highest alcohol content continues to rise to the top of the column. The vapor enters a horizontal pipe called a line arm, and from there into a cooled vertical chamber called the condenser. The vapor condenses into liquid ethanol, which drips from the condenser into a collection tank. This liquid is pumped into specially prepared wooden barrels and left to mature. Distillery process machine operators check the distilling equipment to ensure that the process runs smoothly. They control the flow of wash into the distilling pot by checking flow meters. They set timing devices and regulate the temperature and pressure by monitoring gauges and thermostats. They adjust the equipment by opening and closing valves and by operating pumps during the distilling process. These operators ensure quality control standards and targets for production are reached. They keep records of each batch that goes through the process. If a problem arises, the operators report it to their supervisor. Some of these operators may work in the bottling area, making sure that the bottling process runs smoothly. Distillery process machine operators work shifts which usually include evenings and weekends. Entry into this occupation will depend on the employer's requirements. It may be possible to work as a distillery worker without any specific qualifications, although companies may require some previous experience in a related area. Distillery process machine operators are usually trained in all aspects of the distillery production process. Health and safety training is also provided. With further experience and training, it is possible to progress to the level of a production supervisor.